Billy, welcome. How are you? Good to see you.
Thank you, sir. Thank
It's
you,
been
sir.
a
Yes,
while,
great to see you.
and I know we've been chatting here about 15, 20 minutes offline, trying to get these settings all squared away. First time setting up a match, at least for me, in a little while. We are playing Beaton's Impossible Challenge here. I assume that's Brandon. I never know how to say that name. I think there's two pronunciations. But anyways, we'll see how impossible it actually is. Best ball format from Billy and I. Maybe we'll go under par. Maybe we'll break 60. Who knows? But we're gonna hack it around out here. I certainly am a bit of a hack this year, and we'll see what happens. But Billy, what's new in your neck of the woods, my man?
Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Kilbride, great to see you. First and foremost, it's a pleasure to be gaming with you again. I think it's been since 2020. I think we picked up the sticks in NHL before any other
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
I
We met
believe,
before, or no, at COVID, right? During COVID.
yeah. I think it was during COVID, and I believe it was just because of Twitch streams, but I believe it was NHL, and it was just before they made an announcement that they were going to come out with PGA 2K21.
Right.
And we were, I think, experimenting with the golf club on
Mm-hmm.
on
Sure were.
PC. But yeah, just crazy how it comes full circle. But yeah, everything's good in my department. I think fully addicted to golf at the moment,
Yeah, you've
regardless if
been
it's this game or
so.
IRL.
Yeah, I mean more so IRL. Like, do you keeping a handicap? What's the handicap down
Yeah,
to?
look at hand up. I think I saw a few people doing a few hand ups online where they're like, "Hey, you need to admit to something that you're doing on the course." And some people are like, "I'm fluffing my lies, whatever." Last year, I didn't put in all of my scores. Okay, I didn't put
Okay.
all of them in, but I think I must have had close to 35, 40 rounds last year. I was just off the rails. It's not looking good in the golf addiction department, especially in the wallet. But
Sure.
yeah, got it down
Hmm.
right now to
Oh,
a
what a kick!
you couldn't have drawn it up any better right there.
Yeah,
First
make sure
hole, how
we
you
log this one
doing?
on the handicap. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're gonna be giving me strokes soon here. But yeah, sitting right now at a 4.9. So
Damn,
that's
good for
like
you, man. Good
yeah,
for you.
sub
Cracked
5 right
five?
now. Yeah. Yeah,
Is
and
that the
it's
lowest you've
not
been?
great. Yes, lowest I've ever been. Before this season, I've logged a 78 and another score that is like halfway decent that dropped me to the 4.9. But boy, it's all great. It's like great to chase that low number until you
Mm-hmm.
start playing matches and you're strokeless the whole round, and everyone,
Oh
oh, I'm
no.
stroking here, I'm stroking here, and it's like I'm getting a taste of it, especially in like a couple money matches, and I'm like, I'd like one.
Yeah.
I'll take one wherever I could get it.
Sure. Yeah. See, I mean, yeah. Most of my buddies are much higher handicaps. No, not than me personally, but just in general. Um. Oh, we're going right at
Oh,
it.
sit down, ball.
Okay. We
Okay,
might be looking at an eagle here. This could be huge on one. Um.
dodge the trees.
Like I think I have
Oh
one
my goodness.
friend that hovers around a 10 or just under 10, and then there used to be another one that was sub 10, like high single digits as well. Does this ball ever stop? Um,
Finally. Oh, do you want to play? We're playing rollouts, right? Like I really don't
oh yeah,
love
that's
the whole idea
I
that
might
the
I might hit the fast forward by accident every once in a while, but ignore me.
you and me both. Okay,
Yeah,
there we
for the
go.
most
Okay.
part I just let it fly. Um,
Mhm.
let's see if we can get an eagle here. High side.
Roll.
Um,
Good roll.
anyways, yeah, like we're all like kind of 15 to 20-ish, some even north of that. But I actually just had my career low 2 weeks ago. My swing has never felt better. I don't think I've ever felt like I can actually hit the golf ball until this season. Um, get in there. All right,
Oh,
one of
close.
us will make this bird. Um,
Yep.
and like I felt like decent in years past, but like it was a monumental change where I had a swing coach and over this past year, and my driver specifically, like I never hit the ball like at all, like in a lot of people like, oh, I can't hit the driver right, and you're still your ability to hit it 250 or whatever is there, but good thing I made mine.
Thank the
You might be
Lord.
spraying or you have bad technique or whatever. Like my technique wasn't there, but I was able to control it and hit it around like 175 to 200. Like it was very, very short, but always playing that yardage off the tee made everything else a part of my game so much more challenging, because like I'm always that much further away than everyone else. Like it's par fours I'm playing as par fives feel like par sixes half the time, and I'm not playing decent. Like the yardage I'm playing is like the first one over 6,000, but still, you know, it's enough that it really just kills your game. But now I've been able to figure out how to hit the ball properly, you know, have a good swing plane, and you know, occasionally I'll hit some draws. Sure, I'll spray it a little bit, but my driver, like I'm expecting it to go 225 to 240, and oftentimes I can get it 250 plus now, and it's like, what a different feeling being able to throw one out there at that distance. And like, you know, I'm not trying to be Tiger Woods and hit it 300 here, although I'd love to like work my way up to that. You know, like plenty of people still are able to get it close to that number, but you know, feeling like I can go into a drivable par four, you know, that's like 260 or something, like, okay, I can try to get this. Or, you know, it's a par five, like, and it's maybe 450. Oh, I certainly have a chance at this in two. You know what I mean? Especially if I get a good kick.
Having
like,
a chance to score. What a mindset.
Until the end of last year, like I had a few rounds towards the end and I was starting to figure some stuff out. I never had an eagle putt in my life. Like attempt, not like an actual eagle, like just a single attempt. And like I've had several at least attempts this year. I mean, obviously more often than not they're very long attempts, but just to position, nice bounce, position yourself where that you have that opportunity. Anyways, long story long, I was able to, like, my career low before coming into this year was like probably like 87. I wasn't sure if it was 87, 86, 87, or 88. It was one of those. But anyways, I wasn't even keeping, I was keeping track, but like in the moment, I didn't know where I was. I just knew I was playing well. And I added up at the end and I shot at 82. And it felt unbelievable. Felt unbelievable. Yeah.
That's a hell of a start.
Yeah. So I told my friends this year, like before the year started, I'm like, my unrealistic goal is I hope I break 80. My realistic goal is like, let's try to break 85. In like my second or third round at home this year, I'm already at 82. I'm like, okay, I guess I set the bar. You know, I mean, 80 is potentially in the cards. I'm holding out hopes, because I mean, the frequency at which I golf is infrequent enough that it's not very likely. I just want to go out there and have fun, and my swing feels like it's in a great place. So I'm just going to be happy, and if 82 is the low round of the year, so be it. But I mean, I still want to keep grinding for more. It just, oh god, I couldn't be more addicted to the game. I love it so much, man.
Oh my god. Like I was saying the other day to you, like even just going to the range to hit balls, like being able to just after a long day, I don't know, it's therapeutic, whatever, getting
I was off
out,
today with my son, and I'm like, we're going to the driver range. I took him to the driver range. I was off with my like, I have through the state they have bonding leave, it's called, and you get X amount of weeks or whatever. And I used a handful of them up front when like I first, you know, my daughter was born, and I saved a whole bunch, and now I'm like sprinkling in random days because they only go to daycare X amount of days a week, like 3 and 4 days. So now I just take one here and there, and I'll spend it with either one of them, and which is great. And now it's like more summertime anyways. So
Yeah.
I did the same thing with her last week. She was just sitting in the car seat. I had her in one arm grabbing and my bag in the other, and I'm hoofing it. And it's actually a long walk to like the set of tees. I must have looked like an absolute lunatic. And
Carrying
she
2
just
bags
sat
today.
there, you know, she happy as could be. She actually dozed off. I'm like, this is great. And I just ripped, 70 balls or whatever.
Yeah, therapy for you and her.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Oh, I had a little English, side English.
We are on separate tees or separate pins.
Oh, we're on
Mine's
different
mine's in the
pins?
back. Yeah, I
Well,
don't know if that's something that it's fine. It's fine.
I don't
for
really
me.
care at this point.
Either do I. No, I think it's perfect for the first episode. I mean, why
Yeah,
not?
it's gonna be a little bush league, but
Absolutely.
yeah, I that's one thing I do pride myself on is like whenever I can sneak over to the range, and I find myself at the range 2 to 3 times a week at least. So it's as infrequent as I say I'll probably golf, which I'd like to say it would be 3 times a month. Realistically, it might be 1 to 2 times a month.
Yeah.
But there's streaks. Like I went on a golf trip to Vegas. I went to Wolf Creek and I thought I missed it. And then I'm going on a golf trip in September, and I'll play a couple rounds then, like back to back. So like, I bet you by the year end I'll have 20 rounds, maybe if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
That's probably about right. We'll see.
Right. And that's not bad. I just think that with where you're at right now with the game, it's a super good spot. You're addicted to the game, but you're also aware of when you're in a good spot. I think that you accept where you've been, and you've been not a great spot before with the swing or whatever thoughts you have. But the fact that you can go to the course or go to the range and you're like, I'm here to have fun.
Yeah.
But you're still addicted. You still all have a problem a little bit, but if you're having fun with your problem,
I try to wire my brain to the point where I don't care what the score is. But it's so hard to like wire it that way. Like,
yeah,
I really want to just go and have fun with the boys, and I've kind of successfully been able to do that. Like, I shot well over 100 at Wolf Creek in another course we played out in Vegas. The second one kind of broke me a little bit because it was so goddamn windy the entire time. The course wasn't even that hard. It was just like, I'm talking 30-mile-an-hour winds the whole time. Okay, this hole's on me.
Right in the toilet bowl.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
That's not where we want to be there, Bill.
Holy smokes. Hey, that thing's long at the green, by the way.
Okay.
You don't
might need to play
there.
one safe here.
No, but you were saying about like when with your driving too, it makes me think, is Michael Block when I know he's like half kidding and like half not kidding in interviews. But when he says if I could drive the ball like Rory, he would probably be on tour every week.
Yeah.
It really does
I don't
make
think
that much of an impact.
Yeah, I mean, I will say I've been playing now 15 plus years. I started around like 17, 18 years old, and I'm 35, so like 17, 18 years maybe. And yeah, that one's money. I didn't want to attack it with mine.
How are you?
And I will say my short game has always been pretty darn good. Like, I'm very rarely 3-putting. A lot of people commend me on my putting. It's not like an embarrassment. Like, my chipping, my pitching has been pretty solid. One thing I will say that I improved a lot on is, although I felt like I was okay pitching, and maybe not even pitching, but just like those wedge shots, let's say 100, like 60 to 120, right? I've been taking like my pitching wedge is my bitch right now. Like, it's such a feel shot. Like, everything, like, I have an approach wedge that I got with my new clubs, or gap wedge, whatever you want to call it. I don't know why they have to put so many different letters out there. Approach, gap, whatever, just stick with
throw
one.
the degrees, throw the loft.
Yeah, that too. Like, don't even call it a pitching wedge. Just throw 45 degrees on there. Like, I don't care. I don't need a P listed there.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Exactly.
This one's gonna be a tight one, but I think it's a drive. Oh no, it's not drivable.
Wow.
Anyways, like I've just been like so comfortable with that club. Like everything feels like I'm able to hit a club. Like if I see 75 yards, I'm like perfect. I just know the perfect knockdown pitch wedge to get that. If I see 90, I'm like okay, a little bit more, maybe 3/4 or something like that. And I'm trying to swing like 3/4 to 80% on all clubs, and my contact just has been like so money. Like everything just seems like a knockdown now. But
you're in such a good spot to be
yeah,
in, because that's the control you need. You need the control. You don't. And everyone, even my buddies now, we get into the conversation of like Bryson playing the clock, but
yeah,
you can only do that if you do it correctly. It's not 75% swing isn't go all the way up and then try to finesse 75% on the way down.
Yeah, you don't change the speed at all. No.
Exactly. And I was talking to my buddy, and he made that realization. And I was like, dude, it's all control. Once you have that control, Phil Mickelson does a Pell shot. He has 2 numbers with each club. It's like his half shot and his full shot.
Yeah.
And if you have control, and what a feeling to go back on. You can always rely on that feeling throughout a round too. If you get outside, or you get outside of yourself, and you can't find that feeling. It's a terrible spot to be in, and it's a terrible thought to have.
Yeah.
But if you could find your way out of it and also have good spirits through it, you're cooking. You're going to be breaking 75 here soon.
All right, let's not get ahead of ourselves. What's that?
We're trying to break 75 tonight.
I just want to break 90 a few more times this year. Like I just want to log a lot of 80s, 88s, 86. That's fine. You know, like 82 was clearly an outlier. And like my handicap was like 19 before that, and now it dropped 3 to a 15.6. But I mean, I just want to get some you know, more 80s on there, and then like drop that handicap to like a, you know, mid to high teens somewhere, and then I'd be pretty happy. And you know, maybe if I have one round where I scare it the rest of the year, that'd be great. But realistically, I'm not, you know, expecting it by any means.
Yeah, you just have such a good mindset on the game right now that good things will come, and maybe bad things, but you take the bad things as they come, because you can't avoid it. You're never gonna hit the shot that you want to hit 100% of the time, and it's how you deal with that.
Yeah, last weekend, so I was able to go last weekend. I'm probably not going again for like 3-4 weeks minimum. I just have like stuff I'm doing every weekend, it seems like. But anyways, it was par start, and then I had 5 straight bogeys, which most of them were okay, but like all just regular, you know, no doubles, just all bogeys. So I was 5 over through 8. And then my second shot on 9, I like pulled one a little bit left, and it was into some like taller fescue, and of course I can't find it. And then I walk away from 9 with a triple, which I'm like, all right, it's not the end of the world. Like I'm still 8 over through 9, which for me, that's on pace to break 90. And like, I think there's still too much analysis, because like I knew too much where I was, right? And
almost too aware at that point.
And of course on 10, I do hook one a little bit, and I go into the water on 10, and then I proceed to take 2 more drops, both going into the water. Finally, I'm dropping 6, hitting 7, and I like to act, you know, I know does this break? Oh, it doesn't. I thought it broke way more to the right.
Good try.
Like the GIN or the Grint app or whatever that I use will automatically like calculate for it. Like, so I don't mind throwing something over a triple bogey in there. I'd love to just, oh boy, this one's on you, Bill. I screwed that up bad.
I got you.
What was I gonna say?
It's nice to play the game the way it's supposed to be played, right?
Yeah, I like to play ball in hole, and like I wasn't by any means holding anything up, but like I finally on my drop 6, hit 7, hit a pitching wedge out there, and then like it took me 4 more. I logged at 11, and then like, you know, the rest of the round I played okay. Like, it was just a bunch of bogeys, and then like I think I let another one get away. It was like a double, but it was just a couple holes really, and it just the middle of the round kind of derailed. It was a tough course, but for the most part, like my head was so good, my swing was so good leading up to that. Like, it was just such, I was walking away like still so happy from that round, which, you know, what wasn't something that I could always say. Like, in general, I'm a happy golfer, but you know, to feel good about my swing too is just another thing. And man, I haven't felt this good about my swing in my life.
Yeah, it's a great, dude. I think there's only been a couple of times where everything's kind of worked out, and it's only been days where I've been golfing after work,
Yeah.
and we're the last ones on the course, and I'm playing like 5 holes in 10 minutes because it's just us,
Yeah.
and we got 2 carts and we're zooming, and then it's like, oh, I wish I could play golf like this all the time because no thought, it's feeling good, end of the day, and you're just
Yep.
ripping them. But
Yeah.
I think that's like, it's very important to learn how to do golf correctly,
Yeah.
and you could put that shit on a t-shirt, do golf correct. But it does get like immensely more fun, like when you know how to do it correctly, instead of it being you versus your swing and trying to hit the ball. It becomes you versus the course, and you're able to just play golf. That
Yeah.
is the biggest part about it. If you go there and you're just pissed at yourself, that's a you problem. Like,
Yep.
and you get there's solutions.
Yep.
But if you don't think that you're imperfect going into the game of golf, you're gonna get slapped across the face.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, some people are gifted and they like pick it up pretty quickly, but to be mad, like the amount of people I see that go play that are like furious and mad and never play. Like, one of the guys I was with last weekend, we were playing a 2-man best ball, or actually we transitioned to Vegas. You ever played Vegas?
No.
You concatenate the scores. So like, for me, example, if you and I were on a team and we both got a 4 on the hole, we would score 44. And the other team, let's say, got a 4 and a 5, they would score 45. So we would win.
Oh, okay.
So it makes the second person matter. So like in a best ball scenario, we would have tied because it would have been 4 and 4. We would have pushed, but it would have, in the Vegas scenario, it's 44 versus 45, and the second person matters. So we were like 4 up through 8. And as you can tell by my prior story, because I blew up on 9 and did not play well throughout the rest of the round, we ended up losing like 8 out of the next 9 holes. But the partner I was with, he hadn't golfed and swung a club in 7 months. And he had a hissy fit. Like, he had a meltdown. I'm like, what is your deal? Like, and like, yeah, we were playing for like a little bit of money, but like, it by no means does it break anyone's bank. So like, what's the deal here? Why are you so mad? You know,
mad at yourself. Yeah,
this is you, by the way.
It's quite the process.
But yeah, like,
I need a little vape break too here.
Yeah.
I'll edit them out. No worries.
Yeah.
Going to you full screen whenever it happens. I feel like, especially like watching Bob does sports, it's like now they don't even care. They show Pop in the back. He's got the camera. He's just vaping in the background. He's just they don't even care at all now. But the have a day, dude. I love that you're wearing the hat. I think, like, I was gonna ask. I don't know how you feel about the whole YouTube golf versus PGA Tour. I feel like they're kind of clashing a little bit. But I don't know if I've been watching more YouTube golf than actual golf. I think the only time I really thrown an actual broadcast on was for a major tournament. But yeah, I am just full on. I think I'm as addicted to YouTube golf as real as like playing, or
well, like, even if you don't get into the personalities, like, one of the things I thought was cool, and I was watching Garrett Clark's video, GM Golf, just before this, or at least a little bit, he just posted a video on Wolf Creek, and he's going to like a bunch of different public
Oh yeah.
courses. And I was just there, and I'm like, this is cool. And like the footage that they have, like so close up, and you're playing the like a lot of these courses, like you get to play yourself. Like so, I mean, not a lot of them. I shouldn't say that, but like YouTube golf, it's so much more common man stuff. Like you can relate to it so much more. So like even if you don't, if you're not, I guess you're what were you on the green? Might as well go.
Yeah,
for this.
I'm left side. I had to power, but I think it'll be right on. I was gonna say something, but rather ask for what's the saying? Rather,
Ask for forgiveness.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, ask for forgiveness instead of permission. What a shot.
Yeah, something like that. Oh, don't go over now. Anyways, like just that footage and like camera work and everything, and like watching those holes, and even if I hadn't played that course, a lot of times you just get so much more out of the production, and you watch it at your own accord. And like I don't really care about the outcomes. Like on like half these matches, it's like okay, like if I'm watching a good thing, I truly don't care about what happens. It's just more about the banter, and like especially like Bob Does Sports. Like that's probably my for sure, not probably for sure my go-to. And like I love their podcast more than anything. I just like the guys like shooting the shit, like kind of like we are right now, you know. And
just regular guys doing their thing.
And like one of like my favorite moments.
Oh my God!
I almost had that. That would have been a nice eagle too. Like they cut to Binyamin last week, and he's like, "Hey, you know why they called Michael Jordan MJ? It was his initials." It's like, what a no shit. Like,
what an asshole!
Even think of like
dude,
this
so good.
Like these like stupid little jokes and comments just like have me in stitches. And you know, like
to get their humor.
Yeah,
they've been around so long too. It's like you feel like you're in their friend group too. But I like that your idea of like going to Wolf Creek, but being able to see every tee shot, the way it looks from the tee box. Like you don't get that in a broadcast. You get that stupid off angle that looks like they're shanking every shot, which they're not. They're hitting the draw or whatever. But you get that intimate setting. And even with like the duels or the duels was better because it was more of like YouTube production, it felt like. But the I think even the Creator Classics, like amazing for everyone to get that opportunity. But the broadcast, it almost is doing them a disservice because of the way that their content is so intimate. Like you're right there next to them.
I mean, PJ's done a great job to an extent, a much better job of embracing it. And like, I love the on-course commentary. Like, it probably isn't the most desirable thing mid-round to go and have an interview, but like, I feel like the players have to embrace that stuff more because it's growing the game. Like, I want to hear Max Homa's thoughts and have him crack a joke mid-round, but at the same time, he's competing for like millions of dollars. It's his job, so it's like, it's tough to mesh the two together. Like, I completely understand if you don't want to talk, but you know, the personalities are what kind of make YouTube that much more exciting. Like, I had a blast watching the Creator Classic and watch Trent just completely shit all over himself. Like, he was just like he almost fell over on 16, and then the standing ovation when he hit the green on 17. It was just like, oh, this is too funny and too good. And you know, it's that sort of stuff. Like, because I have more emotional ties. Like, I've watched this guy try to break 100 and then break 90, and it's like I can envision myself, you know, at that point of where I was, which it's honestly, his game is quite similar to where I am numbers wise. Is this sand or water?
Is it? Oh, I thought it was rock. Oh my goodness,
didn't even know.
Whew. If that was a rock, that would be so mean. But yeah, you almost feel you root for. I mean, I've never been in a position to watch someone on 17 like completely shit themselves
Yeah, right.
on camera on like a broadcast type situation. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's been people that have done it. Like, I can't name anyone, but you almost root for them more than you're rooting for a guy on tour to win and to do his job. It's like it's just such an insane idea that YouTube golf is an occupation. It's and it's an incredible one too. It's like almost it pulls at the PGA Tour too. It's like Wesley Bryan can't go and play in a PGA Tour event now.
Yeah, it's
Like,
just silly. It's like,
you know what I mean? But it's like, hey, they're watching. The only way they found out is because they watched. It's the
true.
Pete Weber. He does the "Who do you think you are? I am" guy. He
Yeah,
goes,
the bowler. Yeah.
love. He goes, love it or hate it. You watched. That's all you
Right.
could do.
Yeah.
It's it's like, yeah, that's all you really
And
could
like,
do.
the meltdowns too, like that, like some of like between for cold cuts, like watching his meltdowns and stuff, like it's relatable, it's hilarious. Like, you don't really have that stuff on tour. Like, you're watching and like it's, yeah, there's some fun stuff, but nothing to that extent. Like, there's not much.
Right.
It's just you're watching to appreciate the crazy good golf shots, and if there's not a big name in it, like, it's hard to necessarily care, especially on a Sunday. Like this past Sunday, like Ben Griffin won, right? Like, and who was, I think it was, there was another guy that like kind of came close and made a push, but like he was certainly not a household name by any means. Like, I knew his name, but like, it wasn't Scotty trying to get another win. It's not like a big event. What is this whole, good God, what am I doing?
Same thing when like JJ Spawn was, I think,
right.
he was,
Yeah, and like
at the
Jonathan
Players, right?
Vegas
So
is
it's like,
leading the tournament, and like, yes, I'm a golf diehard, and I as much as I love YouTube, I definitely do follow quite a bit of the PGA Tour and like know a lot of these guys, and I'm not a lot about them, and it is interesting for me, but I can certainly see how the average person doesn't give one care in the world about watching Jonathan Vegas play, and it's like nothing against him, but like, maybe some of these mid-tier guys with some more personality, like if Wesley Bryan was leading, he's probably slightly below or similar caliber to Jonathan Vegas. Like, okay, he has some YouTube, you got to see his personality, and it's, or Grant Horvat's going to compete in, I think, whatever turn, the Barracuda or whatever. It's
right. Yep.
like, okay, that, like, I'm more interested because I know so much more about him. There's just not enough publicity about these guys on tour.
Yeah, really helps when they do the Netflix special on these guys. To at least
Yeah.
get a insight of like who they are. Not, we know what they do, like, but what they're doing outside of golf, who they are as a person. Like, that's huge. And I guarantee you that, like, I think Sahith Thigala, he was saying like the amount of like support, and even like Matt Fitzpatrick, like he was saying, like, you get more people around you because of it. Like, it's, and it's nice. It's nice to have the support. And this is dark. Oh,
go
my
in.
goodness.
Go in. All right, we're looking good here.
What a shot.
So I actually didn't watch season 2. I don't have a Netflix subscription currently. So real quick, was season 2 good?
Yes. Oh,
okay,
yeah,
good.
it was great. We'll have to. I won't share my account with you, but maybe
Okay.
we'll get you to watch it. I won't do that. Just so we have that on record.
I watched season 1 with my wife, and like, she loves that sort of stuff, like, seeing behind the scenes. We also watched like Drive to Survive, at least like season 1 for F1. But
Yep.
it was funny. Like, one of the kids, like, in season 1 said to Sahith, like, "Oh, you're the GOAT," blah blah blah. Like, and like, it's funny, like, it's a 6-year-old, 7-year-old kid, and my wife thought it was like funny and like whatever. So now whenever I turn on the golf tournament, she's like, "Oh, what's the GOAT up to?" And like, for a while after season 1, I'm like, "Tiger's not playing this week." Like, it literally took me like a minute or two to realize who she was
Who's the
talking
goat?
about, and then I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, finally, like it's now muscle memory that apparently Sahith is the goat in her book.
He's the
So
goat, man.
yeah.
Well, just like Minwoo Lee,
He's a
chef.
great one.
Kim Woo
Like
Lee.
perfect though. Like the personality and like I think the pip or whatever. I don't know enough about it, but or if they're continuing it, but like to incentivize like content promotion like is really smart. You know, like it probably stings for some people who are not as outwardly social though. So I don't really know.
I agree. Yeah, it's a big thing, I think, and even the little bit that like Minwoo Lee does, it's not serious social media interaction. It's more of like mess around flop shots next to the green. He posts those. Like
Yeah.
he is maybe one of the most relatable people on tour. I feel like and especially because he even says to this day, growing up, his sister would take practice so seriously. She'd be winning all these tournaments, and he would get a little sick of practice, as I just don't think his attention would last long enough to be able to like keep practicing and hitting balls. But he was like, then I just go mess around, like. But anyway, you find a way to fall in love with it. It doesn't matter which way, but like he was still hitting balls like crazy just because he loved to do it. It was just more of the Happy Gilmore swings, I'm sure, than his sister was throwing down on the range.
Yeah.
But it's funny because they go into both of those and like they're both professionals and they're amazing at what they do, but they both they're in a different way. And, hit this! Oh, I thought I was gonna hit the tree and maybe drop down.
I almost was gonna tell you to club down. Whatever you think, it's like it's even more because I thought I like triple club down and I still was too long. Yeah, but so yeah, you're fully addicted to the game still. So you plan on getting out there the same amount, 30, 40 more times this year?
Yeah, got a little under 30 membership this year, and it was under $700. I am just rifling these chips.
Really?
Right into the bunker. You gotta be kidding me.
You know how much I paid for my round 2 weeks ago? My home course.
Over 100?
130.
Oh
Brutal.
my lord. Yeah, see, that's why I did it, because a public course around here, probably 70, 80 bucks, high end around Buffalo.
Yeah.
But it's outrageous. And the amount of times I'm going to play golf, I might as well go to a club that I feel comfortable at, and I'm paying a great price.
Sure.
Under 30 membership for 700? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. One of the best deals I ever did, and I wish I took lessons at the time, and I couldn't be more of an advocate for taking lessons for anyone who might be watching out there. But I played this private course in somewhat nearby. It was under 26 thing, and it was something similar. Like it was, I think, like go. Thank you.
Oh,
thank you. Got it.
Not a big. How's your back?
Yeah, we might
your children
need that
and
one.
Me.
We should probably take a look. Oh at the
my, just for good measure.
Yeah, you need to take a look at the scorecard. But it was like a discounted rate for under 26, and I played 9 holes with my buddy, like a lot after work. Like I was getting out of work at 3, and like we'd get there at 3:30, and be able to bang out 9 walking in like a little over an hour. It was like so fantastic. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 under through 8. Okay. Best ball wise, 7 under through 8. No, not bad at all.
On pace, I would say.
Yeah, to break 6. Oh, we can go up here. Try to go up here.
Yeah, it's been so fun catching up. It's just not. This is like how I play golf too. It's like I'll focus in when it's my time to hit, but like I'm trying to have a good time with the people I'm out with too. It's not just a sweat fest for 5.5 hours.
Now you're still working at the course, correct?
Good time with good people. I am, yeah.
So you're at the golf course like all the time, like so you're just hitting range balls, like sneaking a few range balls before or after the day every time, a lot, or?
I wish we could. They're pretty strict on employee benefit only on the Monday, but we
Really?
can take advantage. Yeah, yeah, it's a great course. I mean, I have nothing bad to say about the course at all. I know that other courses you're able to play, especially with it depends on what position you're in, right? Like
Hmm.
people that are on salary, I think can go and play whenever they want.
Sure,
High enough
sure.
position that go ahead. But yeah, only employees only on Monday. But members are allowed to play. The clubhouse is closed.
Is it a private course?
It's just it is, yes,
Okay.
yes,
I'm just surprised that
and
like they have a range there
they do,
that
they
you
do,
can't get
yeah,
like range balls like almost whenever. That's still kind of limited to
correct,
Mondays as well.
correct,
Yeah,
yes.
that's a bit of a bummer. But hey,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it is what it is. It's their rules.
yep, and just happy that I get to play and have the opportunity to play when I do,
Sure.
whenever it is.
Yep.
Um, but
And yeah, you don't have to pay for
that's
your
kind
Monday
of
round, right?
exactly right
Yeah, I mean
there, and
that's
it's on the nicest course I could
oof.
ever imagine to play on in the area. It's probably one of two of the best in this area. We are a sister course of Oak Hill,
Okay. Do we
and
care to name drop the course? Go in.
not a big deal. We could Park Country Club.
Park Country
I
Club?
have, yes, I have talked to JG, and this was early. Like this might have been drop of this game, but I talked to JG and
Williamsville, New York?
yeah, I would like to get it in the game.
Sure.
Um, but yeah, an incredible place. And to be fair, that's the reason why my handicap is so low, because I get to play. Yes, it's probably the nicest course, and I mean greens. We've been fixing them up. They're running at a 13 right now. Like they're
Damn.
flying. They are flying. But you get on a course that's
This looks
it's
like
been established for
the
over
X-Men
100
was
years.
filmed there, the clubhouse.
Insane, right? Clubhouse is
What are we
incredible.
talking? Like they must just have weddings there every single weekend.
I can't. I honestly, our building is detached. Like our maintenance
Okay.
building is
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
detached
So you know what I
from the
mean.
clubhouse itself. So I'm not around all the time. And on weekends, it's normally like a mow and go. And
How's this
so it's like,
Tommy Walter guy? Is he any good?
yeah, I think he's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's pretty good.
Plus
And
handicap.
yeah, I think he's all right. Everyone there that's on
I would
staff
have died
is
laughing if I saw your picture on this website. We got
no,
Tommy
no,
Walter,
no.
Rodney Blair, Brett Emmerich, and Zach Farkas.
Yes, yep. That's the
Oh,
crew.
course tour.
Man,
Oh, they don't have that yet. Okay.
so
Interesting.
that is like the course is. I'm not gonna say it's easy, but it is.
Sure.
The fact that you can run every ball up, there's an approach to every green.
I love
So
that.
and
I love that because I hate target golf. Like you have to force carry everything, you know?
and it is every green is huge. You can put yourself in a terrible spot, of course, but it's the reason why my handicap is so low, because I've just being there every day and then going to play on it. You get the confidence no matter what. You're gonna gain. And
Yeah.
I just know where to hit it, where to miss it, and if it goes there, cool. But if not, I'm not worried about it because I'll just go back there in the morning and find it. I'll go
No.
there with a mower. I'll
Yeah.
just go.
Like 2 years ago, let's say, like I feel like you weren't quite as where you were. I know you were sending your swing to Kyle and like getting
Yeah.
some tips. And did you find like a swing coach? Like where was your handicap then? And like did you have like a swing coach? And like is there like been a drastic improvement the past couple of years?
Um, that's a good question. She's still kind of sending my swing to Kyle. Still getting
To this
feels
day.
and yeah, still talking to Kyle, still chatting with him. And still, it's not every week. It's not, it's probably months at a time now, but
Sure.
especially because, we're getting into the swing of things. It's still, I don't know how your weather is, but our weather is still not broke. Like
Yeah.
we haven't had a dry weekend in 6 months. So
Yeah, it's gonna rain
it's
again this
insane.
weekend. It's gonna be fantastic.
So I think, yeah, like sending my like learning how to correctly swing. Like you're an advocate for lessons. Like learning how to do golf correct
Sure.
is a big thing. And if people want to learn how to play, they should learn how to play before they go. But yeah, just doing. There's like a group of drills that Kyle has given me, and just trying to get a little bit better and trying to be more comfortable with doing things the way that I'm supposed to be doing them. I think like I said, going to the range, finding a love for going to the range and just beating balls, like just going,
I
taking my pitching wedge
it's
and
my
learning how to hit it that 100 shot. Like
it's nirvana
just
being there, man. Like that's my favorite thing. Like if I find just even if it's 20-30 minutes and I just know I can bang some balls and it's just hammer that pitch like the last like 15-20, I'm always just taking a wedge and I'm just trying all different distances, 60, 70, 80, 100, like just all feel shots and just trying to hit the center of the club face, and that euphoric feeling of just you absolutely smoked the center of the club face and you compressed that ball perfectly is such a good feeling. And like the ball flight and the trajectory is at least roughly what you thought it would be. Oh man,
Yep.
there's really not much better of a feeling in like all of sports, I would say.
I struggle to find it. I think like you get so many more opportunities like in golf to have a great shot than like hitting the perfect one-timer in hockey.
Sure.
But also I feel like you have what a shot, by the
Thank
way.
you.
Holy smokes. Look at this guy just putting me on his back.
Yeah, there we go.
Thank you.
Might break 60 myself.
I think you got this one, honestly. I'm just I guess. I don't even know what I was saying. What a shot.
Find the center of the club face. I don't know.
yeah. Finding that moment and like having that. Jeez. Still at the range, it's like only a handful of times, but I think having a target at 100 yards, and initially when I was starting with Kyle, I was looking at that and being like, wow, it would be really cool to be able to hit that like
Sure.
at least 5 or 6 times out of 10.
Yeah, so like I was when I said I was at the range today, they have this giant bell out there around 100. Like I didn't even laser it to know what it was. And I'm like, I said to my son, like, Casey, you want me to try to hit that bell? And like, I took 3 shots and like all 3 were within like five yards of that bell. I'm like, oh man, that just felt fantastic. I'm like, sorry, I couldn't hit the bell was huge. I mean, it was,
sorry, couldn't hit it.
Yeah, like, sorry, I couldn't quite hit it for you there, pal. But, I'm going to consider that one a strong win for me. But so like where were you like a couple years? Like have you grinded like from like 15 down to what are you now? 4.9 you said, or where were you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, when I was starting the handicap process, I was at a 15, and then got it down to like I went from like 15 to 12 to 10 in a pretty quick time, I think. And then I hung around 10 for a while, 12 to 10. And then excuse me. And then I think it was just like, figuring out the driver, not being off, in OB off the tee. I found my way. If I was I never put myself in that much trouble when it was my second or third shot. But that first shot off the tee, I was putting myself OB. Like, and you can't play the course if you're not in play. I lost so many strokes that way. And I know short game is important, but if you are going and hitting those finesse shots at the range and you're going to putt, you do your due diligence with that and you find fun through that. You've got, I would say the more simple you can keep it simple, stupid.
Yep.
KISS. That's really what it is. And trying to find something that you can consistently rely on and fall back on. That's a huge thing. And
I mean, to go on that Tiger path too, like one of the things I was watching a video, him and Nelly Corda, and he was asking her like what is her like normal distance on like a certain club. It might have been a driver or whatever. And he's like, okay, like what's like a full swing for you, like hit on this? She's like, I never hit full swing. Like that was like her immediate response. Like it doesn't even give an answer, but like I always hit 80% or something like that, and that's what I hit, and it's that stuck with me like a lot when I found like I'm starting to compress the ball and like get a good contact, like, and like I tried to, like, for example, like when I was testing out my clubs a little while ago and like getting fitted and everything, and I hit some decent shots and like I was pretty consistent, and my 7-iron, let's say for example, I was hitting pretty consistent, like 170-ish, like somewhere around 160 carry and land, and up to like 170, and I was very happy with that. But then like I would go into a slump and like I would be a little bit off, and like it would be like 145, 150, like sure, like I'd be mishitting it. And then I recently, like, I'm like, let me take like a 50% swing, like what I feel like is a 50% swing. And I was hitting it like 145, 150, and I was hitting it dead on a line. And I'm like, okay, well, let me dial this up just a little bit more. And I was getting it like 160 every time. So like now my 7-iron like is my 160 club, like 155 to 160, and like I'm just clubbing up now that I know how to hit it properly, and those distances are achievable. I'm like, okay, if I have 170, I'm just clubbing up to a 6-iron and doing that same thing, trying to hit that 80% shot. Like I have zero shame in that. Like the only one that I probably don't lay off, and I don't know if
Man.
or at least I don't feel like I really lay off enough, or maybe it's closer to 90%, let's say, as a feel, as my driver, because I obviously want to get it out there. And
Right.
but the fact that you can feel almost 50 to 60% oftentimes, but if you're just hitting it on the screws, nice putt.
Thank you.
That was clutch.
Had to do something. Something here.
But your end result can be almost like 90% of what the power. So like a 50-60% feel should result in a far higher percent contact, so like I don't know, like all that math like checks out to me, so like it all circles back to getting the right swing plane, swing path, and like understanding the swing more. So like if you don't know those steps, then or you're that far off on anything, you probably can't. It's a lot more difficult to justify, like, oh, I'm gonna try to swing 70-80%, like you said, when you're like, oh yeah, you don't slow down your speed 70%, like it's not going up to the top and speeding, lowering your speed, like
right. Yeah, that's something that people, it's a matter of like how much you want to hit the flag or not. Oh my. But it's a matter of like how much you want to enjoy the game.
Yeah.
How deep do you want to dive into it? Do you want to not go to the range and go to the course and spend a lot of money and get mad at yourself, or like you said, just like you're getting more familiar. You're spending time, and you're down a great path. I think that's why I mean, like your mindset and your scores, everything is gonna fall in line, and it's a great journey. I think that's like the one thing is I was pretty tied up in scores, and to try to lower the handicap, and now it's just that's just who you are. It doesn't define you. Age is just a number, but it's not even that big of a deal if you're a high handicap low.
When you start to become a little less competitive with it and enjoying it for what it is, like I feel like it opens up a lot. But you also have to go in with that open mind too, where
you have to. Oh, good try.
Wow, that came out a lot quicker than I thought out of that light rough.
Such a mean pin.
Yeah, it is a deadly pin.
Wow.
Is this ever gonna stop?
Good. Yes.
Let's just wait for it, and it's gonna be me again.
Nice. I'll go in a minute. It's fine. Sorry, mine's not gonna be anywhere close. I think, just to have the idea that, hey, I can't instinctually do this. I'm gonna try to go get help.
There we go.
Nice.
Bang. All right, freeze you up.
Come on, let's make another putt here.
So what have you learned about maintenance and stuff? Do you have any like main takeaways? Like, are you mowing a lot? Like, are you doing changing pit? Are you doing everything? Like, go in. Oh, is it like?
Yeah, doing everything. Yeah, everything from mowing, even putting the tee blocks back on.
Sure.
We've got a decent sized crew. Probably I think 12, 13 guys and girls.
Yeah.
And yeah, my position right now, my title is irrigation tech. So I am the course plumber, basically. Manage all the lines that hold water and to every sprinkler head and whatever. It really is kind of insane because of the amount of sprinkler heads that are on a course. You think you only see kind of the ones that are in the fairway and
I just put
maybe
irrigation
around
at
the
my
tee or
house.
around the green.
I can only imagine the amount at a golf course.
It is stupid. It is actually insane. And especially in the area that we live in, an area, and we're gonna get frost, and that ground's gonna move, and pipes are gonna break. So it's always like it's a never-ending battle with that.
Oh,
But yeah, mowing greens. I think mowing greens is my favorite. I love to mow stripes and to be able to with a nice dew. Oh, and then you can see everything. It really, it's hard to beat, especially waking up in the morning. That's like I used to do it hunting with my dad, like
yeah,
early
yeah.
morning, and every time it's a little foggy and it's the sun's peeking up, I'm just like, this is a blessing because this is how I kind of grew up and enjoyed my time with my father. Like I can appreciate waking up with the outdoors and being in an environment like that and being not stuck in an office. And that's what I was doing. That I literally, my mindset was I need to be on a course. I need to be on a
Yeah.
course. And one thing led to another. Get let go from the company that you're at, and I said I'm taking a step of something that into something that I at least have interest in. Right.
That's so
I'm not
cool.
going to go to work every day and think I don't want to be there. And especially now, I've been there a year. I'm a employee, and I'm a big part of the process of what goes on every day. And I feel like I'm a part of a team more than I ever have been.
And you like what you do.
A business, love it, absolutely love it. And
That's so cool.
I don't. There's always going to be room for improvement financially.
Yeah.
I would love to be paid more for what I do, and everyone probably does. But as far as being able to wake up and go to work and be super happy, and I'm blessed to do what I do. I think it's it was really good for my mindset to be able to go from inside every day to outside every day. Just a complete turn, really.
There really is such a great the waking up feeling kind of stinks, but once you get outside and it's almost like the way the environment looks right now in the game, like the sun is just creeping up, you got the dew on, the dew's everywhere, and maybe you got a coffee in your hand or whatever, and it's just serenity out there. It's such a good feeling. I couldn't agree more. And yeah, in a different life, I feel like I might be right there with you. But I feel like my obsession came a little bit later into my career, and by then it was, I feel like I'm too far gone to.
Oh yeah, I think you're in a great. Yeah, I think you're in a good spot.
Ooh.
I think it's if you wanted to. That's all right. I got you this one. But I think even if you wanted to, later in life, get the kids off to college, do your thing. But dude, a lot of courses, especially super super nice courses, are looking for extra mowers. If you're a part-time guy, you want to go and mow on the weekends, do so, whatever. You 100% can do that. And I think even if I didn't work at a course, I would have done that later in my life.
100% agree.
I need to go mow.
My uncle was always talking about it. He unfortunately passed away, but he was like big into golf, like just loved it, and he's like, my retirement when I get there is like I can see just working at a part time either at a bar because he loved just talking to people, or just being a marshal at a course or something like that. Like not necessarily mowing, but like I would like the mowing too. I think, you know, especially if it's part time and it's not like my livelihood. You know,
Right.
just like
Yeah. It's just like quick
like okay,
mowing.
yeah,
Again.
I can bang out, you know, 15 20 hours a week, and it's almost like a hobby, just to keep busy, like, and just be associated with a course and whatnot.
Exactly.
That just seems like, you know, like almost the dream. So I can definitely see that in the future, like working at a golf course, like, you know, when I'm 50 plus, let's say, you know. But I feel like my primary job would have to be retired by then.
Yeah, and it really is, and it doesn't have to be something that you're like you count on or you have to put in the plan thing, but it really is. It's an amazing environment. Like I really can't even express like how funny it is. Like my boss is older, but the superintendent's older, but the assistant superintendent is my age, and I
Yeah,
work with him and I work well with him.
sure.
So we're together a lot, and it's just become, you know, obviously think about, you know, it's like I look at jobs every night. It was just like looking for a house. It was just like the daily or the nightly scroll. I go through
Yeah,
Indeed jobs just to see what's out there. Whatever. I don't have any. I don't want to go anywhere else.
sure.
But just to look. But it's like I can't go anywhere else. I like it's already a family. Like I just
Yeah.
it's just a great environment, and it's
Now,
a
like,
great place to
you
be.
did saying going everywhere else. You said you were moving in a few months. Uh-oh. Get over it.
Oh boy, come on. Okay, that you can't go through that.
Not the worst kick in the world. You did find
No,
fairway.
fairway bound. I'm sorry. What was the question again? Sorry.
You're
Oh, the
moving
moving.
soon?
Yes. Me and the lady found a house.
Nice.
And it's very exciting. I think we had a couple things that we wanted to make sure that we had, but with the dog, we wanted to be able to have a fully fenced in yard. And I think that's the biggest thing is we have like a private fence around the whole thing, and we have our own space. It's not too much land that it's too much to take care of, but it's it's great to be able to have the feeling, because we're not in there yet, but to have a feeling of that something's ours, and you know we can work
That's
to make it
awesome.
ours. It's a great thing, and it's so funny because we were touching on how it was, you know, 2020 the first time we connected, and you were about to find your house. You were looking with your wife, and it's just
Took us 2 years.
full circle. It's
Yeah.
that's crazy. Yeah, it's
Is
the
Buffalo
market's
market
insane right now,
horrendous
and
too? Is it tough there?
yeah, I think there was a place I think it was going for like 250, and it had 31 offers.
Yeah.
And it was just I think it went for like 80 over the asking price, and it was like all cash.
Yep. Yeah, I mean everything around here is, you know, crazy over. I mean we had to go way over on ours, and shanky doodle dandy.
I'm
Or are we
looking
gonna get a
for
kick?
another bounce.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh, it did go left. Oh, that. Oh.
Hang on.
Oh. We're going for a ride.
I couldn't even have the gutters hold me up. What the hell?
Short shorts are looking
God.
nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been working on the legs, like getting tans out there on the course. But that is actually a big problem. I'm glad you brought that up. I am allergic to sunscreen, so like the whole like
Really?
just trying to stay out of the sun is. Yeah, I'm still working on like I've had a couple sunscreens that I've been able to use, but that's like I went home the other day and my legs, like I played 9 holes of golf after work, and I ended up taking my arm sleeves that I wear at work. They're like just white compression sleeves that block the sun. I had to put them on my legs.
No
I had to like stretch them over my thighs. Yeah, it was so bad. I was golfing with my brother-in-law, and I was like, dude, I have to do this. I don't care who I look like right now. I'm dying. My legs are burning. What a shot, dude! You are carrying the squad.
Getting in there. See if we can bang this home for birdie, par 4.
The Bergie.
Now,
yeah, I think. Well,
go ahead.
Like last week, or like I shot that 78, but I'm also like I can shoot an 88. Like I'm able to do that, and I did do that. I went back-to-back days. I went 78, 88, and honestly, the 88 was from the white tees, and the 78 was from the blues. Same course.
That's funny.
So I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like crazy. It's a 4.9 is, it's just a number. It doesn't.
Sure.
Get in there. Come on.
There we go.
Get in.
Yeah, and like the range, and like it's deceiving to a lot of people who don't understand the handicap system. Like I completely at all skill levels, like even like a plus handicap, like you're a +1, like you're going over 80 all the time. You know what I mean? Like just because you're a +1, but you also have, the potential to go subpar. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's not likely,
but it's a beautiful.
By any
it's a beautiful
means.
process.
Yeah,
beautiful process. You just have to enjoy the journey. But you've got such a, I don't want to say an advantage, because everyone finds their own process, but the idea of, I need to learn how to do this correctly. That's a big thing.
Oh yeah.
I think that's single-handedly the biggest.
Get up there. Turn.
Fall right. Oh my god.
Just trickle on. Just trickle on.
Go.
Oh, that was nice.
Oh, that will do, young man.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, what a drive. You rocking the Technician?
I am, yeah. It's my only 99. I've been trying to work up a Sculptor, and I don't have enough time to get up there.
Yeah. What do you mean? What do you mean you don't have enough time? Come on.
Yeah.
You got time for 2 more kids. What do you mean? 2 more jobs. 2 more kids.
The way my daughter's been, my wife and I were looking at each other like, if this was the way our first was, we'd have a bunch more. She's just been an absolute saint. Like, I think it's partially our confidence in how to approach everything with the second child. But she's also just like sleeping and like just a lot easier than my son was at this age. So I remember pulling my hair out for a while.
Isn't that against the stereotype?
What's that?
Isn't the second the stereotype is the second is supposed to be the easier one, right?
No,
or the first one. First one's supposed to be the easier child, I thought.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't have kids, so
I don't hear this. But like, definitely for us, at least, the infant stage, I should say. It's just, knock on wood. I didn't get it there. Sleeping, eating, like, there just hasn't been much hiccups that we've had.
Nice.
And I think a lot of it is due to our confidence in knowing what to do. And like the first week we had my son, we were so like panicked, and like I know at least I was. We literally didn't put him down. Like one of us was always awake, holding him, rocking him to sleep, and holding him in our arms while he was sleeping. And like we were almost afraid to have the 3 of us all sleeping at the same time. And we did that for like a week.
Right.
I think the swaddle bugged me out, and like knowing what knowing what I did about SIDS, the sudden infant death syndrome, like it scared me to death. Like,
and especially during that time, it was like still kind of COVID time too, right? Like ish.
2022,
like
so
end?
May 2022. Yeah.
The last end of it.
A little bit, not too much, but yeah. I don't know. It was nerve-wracking enough, and
there's a break. Son of a gun! I did leave it a little.
And now, like, we like just easily walk out of the room, like, with her almost on day 1, and like know that everything was fine, just because we had done everything right, and we're just like doing everything with confidence. So I think that has a very, very large portion of it. But anyways. Circling back to the time management, Still doesn't buy me time. Having a second kid, I'll tell you that
Right,
for free.
right.
Um,
Right, maybe like a minute or two, yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah.
no, my
But
son,
that's a mindset thing, right? It's like you're gonna have to deal with a new problem every day. How do you attack that? A problem
hmm
with it's like, am I worried about what's gonna happen today, or just say, hey, whatever happens today is today, and we're gonna have to deal with something tomorrow, and it's gonna
yeah,
happen. Something's
yeah,
gonna come up.
yeah. It's been a lot of fun
Especially
though.
two kids, man. Holy.
Yeah, I know. It's that, just trying to be a husband at the same time, like not neglecting my wife. We also
Right,
did a home,
right.
so we bought in 2020. What did I say? 2022 January, just before we had my son. And
Yep,
we did a huge home
yep.
renovation because we bought a house and we knew we didn't really love it. We loved the location and like it wasn't a long-term setup, but we bought it with full intention of doing a renovation. And we did like a
Right,
massive
right.
renovation, and we actually like just finished, or well, we're in the process of finishing. We just did landscaping this year, because we had everything was dug up from all the construction vehicles that were here previously, and like we just let everything
Yeah.
kind of overgrow. So
Yeah, yeah.
anyways, yeah, just
That's all right. Hey,
all of that stuff on the side, 2 kids, wife, work, and trying
try
to
to golf
attempt
when you
to
can.
get in there. Improve the golf game, which we successfully have. It's been a big 4 years, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you're 5 for 5 right now, dude. All those things you just
Yeah,
I mean, you're doing great and all, and content creation too, dude. You
we're
gotta. I
trying.
mean, I think the best part about it is knowing that like we both kind of worked hard at streaming in the beginning and realized that to stand out you've got to put a lot of time in. Unless you're incredible at the game and the funniest person on the planet, you've got to put a little time in. And I think as far as streaming goes, I think 2K, that category has to be one of the most competitive categories on Twitch.
Yeah,
Not in the sense that people aren't going to find you. I think it's the fact that there's so many good players, and there's so many good people that stream, that trying to find a way in, you've got to stand out, right? So having that standout factor was always like intuition. You always had that with streaming. But now with building into the short form content online, doing your Instagram, doing your TikTok, you're able to have a formula to do it. It's working smarter, not harder
bingo.
in that sense. Not saying that streaming isn't easier by any means. Either way, you're creating content and you're throwing yourself out there and you're allowing yourself to be judged
I'm
on the
trying to
internet.
it's always maximizing my time, because I feel like I
Yes,
have,
exactly.
when you have so much on your plate, and like that requires dropping a lot of things. Like a lot of my friends will like say, hey, have you played this game, or have you played that game, or have you done this, or like are you following this TV show, or are you watching this, the NBA or the NHL. Like it's
Yeah.
dropping a lot of those other things, like really dialing in on the few things that I am like, this is really what I want to focus on and get better, instead of just being the master of none. Just like, okay, there's a handful
Yeah.
of things that I really, really want to focus my time and energy on, and this is it. Like, and obviously, my kids, my job, and my wife, all of those, and just like family in general, like are there
Yeah.
and are a lot of that time. But then after that, it's like, okay, I do want to do this content creation, but I also want to personally get better at golf, and that's un, as far as content creation, like the personally get better is more important to me, and like trying to figure out the time to do that, and then
Yes.
allocating time to
Yes.
this, and it's
I just think you've made a great transition into doing what you've blended all of these things together in a way that you were able to still do them, and you do them with it's professional. You take pride in what you do and what you put out, and I think it really shows, and it's cool to see it come around to like where we were both grinding. Like you're never gonna get looked at if you're not streaming or if you're not live. Like that was
Right.
the thing, right? It's like, and now, even during that time, you harped on, have a schedule. At least when you're going live, people know,
Yeah.
and people are aware of that. It's gonna be consistent. I just, it's just cool to see, where life takes you, and you're still able to do the things that you want to do, and that's very important.
I'm Sandy with you, I think, unless I get a big
Yeah,
kick
we're
left.
both.
I mean, right. Oh. Yeah, that
Right.
huge, giant gaping hole on the right didn't put any, put me at
Yeah, I'm
ease,
not
to
going
say
there.
the least. Yeah.
Yeah, don't go there.
Yeah,
Please.
that's kind of been my thing. Like when, I love watching and consuming YouTube content and like learn. Like one of the big things I do is like, yeah, I don't have a lot. I feel like I don't have much time that I. Ooh, I overhit that a little bit.
Okay.
Not actually overhit, but I just set it up too far. Is
good swing,
learning
just,
about
yeah,
like
okay.
really consuming and learning whatever I want to do, right? So like content creation, that angle is like the big thing that stuck out to me, like when I watched a lot of people that said, to gain success, or it, the streaming platform, and probably drove me away a little bit from it, is what you said is, no, you can't get any views when you're not live.
Yeah.
And like right now I have videos on TikTok that are still getting. I had to actually delete one that I posted about Augusta from like 2 years ago on 2K23, because I'm like, I'm so sick of listening and like reading these comments every single, like it was almost daily. Like I was having a comment like, what's this course name? And like I intentionally did that for the engagement at first, and I also didn't want to say what it was going. Yes.
Come on.
That was huge.
You and that flat stick right
we're
now.
13 under right now. Oh no, now that's 14 under. Okay.
Oh my.
So we're at 58. We might be able to go real low.
Flat stick.
Like the fact that video is still generating content, like, okay, you could have done a 12-hour stream, and that's one day, and like if that person wasn't, they could have been on the other side of the globe and been asleep for those 12 hours and never knew you existed. You know what I mean? And here I am, like a year later, like, or 2 years later, and I'm still getting engagement on a particular video. It's like, oh wow, like maybe this is uh-oh, that's in the water for sure. Oh no, never mind, it just carries everything. Still could be in the water. Never mind.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, so like it just, I don't know, that it changed my mindset on it, yeah, and like the amount of time it takes me to make that TikTok video, like now I have it down to like, it probably takes me 30 minutes to make one of those, maybe 45, because like there's a lot of vetting out. Like I'm looking and going back and like, okay, this, I don't like this course I like, this one I don't, and then I'm writing a script, then I'm like recording it, editing it, and then I put it on 4 platforms. And oh wow. Okay.
Well, I think that your work, it doesn't go unnoticed. I think it's a great thing. I think there's a lot of people that in the content creation space, they perfect their formula, and I think there's like
kick up and over. Oh, live. Stay alive.
Easy.
And we're out. Okay. All right.
All right.
Can I go back on a line? Okay. Nope. Lateral drop. That's gonna be too steep. Okay, we are re-hitting.
Okay. I got you. Don't worry. Got you, partner. But everyone I know that does it like professionally, they have a process, and like you said, it takes them that half hour, 45 minutes to do it.
We're up and over.
Well,
right.
That's a mean spot then.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't help that I was in the rough, that I had no chance of getting like some loft on that.
True.
But
very true. Oh, it's just cool. It's cool to see where you're at now. I mean, years we've always contemplated and bounced ideas back and forth, and
That's another
it's
thing.
just
The working with other people and collaborating and bouncing, like the guys I did the Red Fast review with for the longest time. Like I mean, I still talk to them this day. We went to Paynes Valley together, and it
right.
was like such a sick golf trip. And like I talk to them all the time, and we all vet each other, bounce ideas off of each other and
Yeah,
stuff. So
yeah. It's important. It's important to have a circle. It doesn't matter what size that circle is. It's the support you get from your people.
right,
That's a big thing. It's a really big thing, and it's honest support. What you see is what you're gonna get. That is for sure, and it's with everyone, and I think that's a beautiful thing. That's a
you
beautiful
got any
thing.
plans this year? You traveling for golf, or you hunkered down in Buffalo? You got the house move?
Yeah, I got the house. That's no break.
It's
Oh,
all
I
right. 2
tried
puff
to
of
do
par
it.
is all we
Tried to
need.
save it. Yep, that's right. No, no big trips set up in the future. A little bachelor trip for my buddy to Lake Placid.
Ooh,
They've
okay.
got a few courses out there that we might check out. But besides that, nothing yet. Nothing big. Maybe go down to Pinehurst actually with my buddy. We don't have a date set,
Sure.
but he's down there. He's down there next to the. I think he was like 20 minutes away from the course. So he was like, you know what? I'll probably wait till the fall where prices kind of decline a little bit.
Sure.
Or even wait for the winter. I don't care if they get a warm weekend. I'm down there.
Right.
But, I do want to ask how being at Wolf Creek, is that like, was it
I
ever a course
have
that
the
you wanted to
music
be
on
at?
this game, and I would love to
Oh,
answer
it's
this
just
question.
ripping right now.
And I can't hear a goddamn thing. So anyone listening to this at this point, I strongly appreciate you, because we're well over an hour in, and I appreciate the Olympic sounding music going on right now. You mind pressing A or whatever it is?
What was that? Sorry, I can't hear you.
Yeah, we're almost there. Let's kick. Okay, scorecard. There we are. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 under par for a. What is the par here? Par 31. 71. So that's a 57 best ball. Not too bad. I mean, breaking 60 certainly happened. I mean, we didn't really know. I had it on pro settings. I'm going to click advanced so I get to the main menu and I can actually think. Well, you said something about Wolf Creek. Sorry, what was that?
Yeah. I mean, was it on the bucket list before you played, and like, did it meet or did it? How
So
was it
there's a
in relation to your expectations?
few things for that. Kind of was on the bucket list, not necessarily like top and like constantly thought of, but we were it was for a bachelor party, and my buddy was getting married at the end of April, so we were looking for early April golf trips, and we wanted to almost ensure good weather. And Florida was kind of out of the question because we'd been there. He had been there so many times, and he wasn't like overly crazy about it. And then it really didn't leave many other options. Like, we were considering Pinehurst, we were considering Bandon, we were considering like Ireland, Scotland, whatever. But it's like early April, like you're just rolling the dice at all those places, right? Like, in my bachelor party was Myrtle Beach. That would be like kind of the next closest, like up the East Coast. And like nothing in the middle of the country was overly attractive. Like, do we want to go to Texas for anything? No. And then we started like, Northern Cali, like Pebble, like that's the same thing. Like, and even still, like we would have had a book so far out. So ultimately it came down to like, oh, we could do Vegas. And I'm like, oh, there's a handful of courses out there. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, we're not going to play Shadow Creek. That's 1,200. And I'm like, the Sphere one is like 800. And then I started looking around. I'm like, oh, wow. Like, I completely forgot about Wolf Creek. And it's like an hour outside Vegas. And like, sure enough, like as soon as we started talking about that, I'm like, this makes complete sense, because there's a lot to do in Vegas as well. Like, I mean, The Bachelor, he's probably a decade sober at this point, so it really isn't like a drinking or like big party type thing. He's a huge golfer and wanted to be golf oriented.
Kind
But
of
like,
perfect,
yeah,
honestly.
so like it was like, okay, perfect. Like this is a good location still. Like, I mean, we'll still go to gamble and stuff at the casino and like have a good
Yeah, for
time,
sure.
but we don't need um it's not necessarily this drinking thing. And anyways, so we get there and it's in early April, as I mentioned. It ends up being a little bit cool, and quite frankly, it was very windy.
Oh wow.
And the slope at this from like the whites or like whatever tees we played from, which were not far at all. Like we played like
Right.
the very moderate tees.
Yep.
Um, was like 130 something. It was like high 130. It might have been 140. Let me
Wow.
pull up the score. Let me pull up the scorecard right now.
Holy
Or actually, I
smokes.
have it right behind me.
Yeah, because the elevation is just stupid, huh?
Well, the thing is, my stack of scorecards.
Nice, dude.
I
You
was
are Matt Fitzpatrick. That's crazy.
okay.
You know every shot
Okay,
you've
well,
hit in the
here we
last
go.
5 years.
Yeah, kinda. Um, we played men's. We would have played from the 5700, 5798 was the distance. The Masters white tees is what it's called. A 137 slope
Wow.
from 5798 as the
Wow.
distance. Like
Wow. Wow.
a 137 slope is ridiculous. Like it plays like that's like Kiowa Island or something like that. Like it's literally like as hard as you can get. On top of being our basically all of our first rounds of the year, like we go into hibernation for 6 months. You know, you do too.
Yep.
So
Yep.
like every single like one of the Bachelor, he like didn't even keep score after like a couple holes. Like he's very into like I mean, I wrote down he had 100, but like I don't even know like if he actually got 100. Like I
Yeah.
tried to keep my score the whole day. Like I wrote down that I have 118, but like it was just like like I had an 11 on the first hole. Like I don't even know what happened, but
That's a stupid hole.
yeah, like I
Straight up
didn't
the
feel
hill. Look
as
down the
good
hill,
about
up
my
the hill.
swing because it was the first round of the year. Like I've played 5 or 6 now, so that's why I feel much better. But
Yeah.
so it's fairways, couple yards of rough, wasteland. So and like oftentimes you fall right off a cliff. Not physically, but your ball. Like I thought I missed this par 3 barely, and it hit the rough like maybe a yard 2 off the green, and then it kicked, and then it went down a hill like 40 yards. Like I just barely tugged
Oh my
this
god.
shot, and it's like, okay, now I'm dropping, and like I got a rattlesnake warning over here. Like
Yeah. Right.
I mean, the
Right.
rattles only come out in the dead heat of summer, so they really weren't a threat. But like for a mid to high handicap, like if you're threatening being in the teens, it's not the place to go. Um, I didn't. I wouldn't say I have a bad experience, but it wasn't like the best because of how difficult it was. Like I feel like at your skill level, you would enjoy it a lot. And if you go in with that expectation, we did because we did our research. We're like we knew going in it was like a high 130 slope, and like
Yeah.
what do I play? Like what did I play this last weekend where I shot the 82, right?
I wonder if this is actually. It's probably ranked on like the hardest course. It's definitely on like the hardest public courses.
Yeah, it says 132 from the Blues where I played this past weekend, but or when I shot the 82, but like 137 from
But still.
5798, you can tell like it's such target golf. Like if you don't hit it, like you're OB a lot. And but that being said, so that's a lot of negative. And one other negative before I say the good is their driving range. You couldn't use
Tough.
driver. Like it was like 200-yard max. So like
Oh man.
for like I'm flying out to Vegas and I haven't used my driver, and that's why I got the 11 on the first tee. Like I completely shanked hit 2 bad ones OB, and I'm like I need to find my swing here. Like I haven't hit this club, and it's like a par 5. I don't want to take an iron off the tee either. So it's
Yeah. Yeah.
you don't really catch a break in that regard. So
Ever at that
as
course.
a mid to high handicap, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, and it's also expensive too. Like it was like mid 300s for the round. Like it was pretty pricey. I mean,
Wow.
some of the really premier courses like Pebble or Sawgrass, like you're talking like 5, 6, 7. You know, Shadow Creek, I think it's like 1,200 now. It's outrageous, but
Yeah, it's stupid.
um,
47th ranked
on difficulty,
hardest public golf course. Yeah.
yeah.
But still to
Um,
be top 50 and go play it, like you're going
Yeah,
into
like
like
add
you're
in and when I say it was howling wind, like it was probably 15,
whoa.
20 plus miles minimum at all times
Yeah.
and like gusts over that. So on top of playing target golf, being a mid, at the time like a 19 handicap, like it's just
Yeah.
not boding well for success. But the
Right.
views, the course itself was like really really cool to take in. Watch Grant not Grant Garrett Clark's new video GM Golf, because him
Yeah.
and Melosi were just there, and they have some really really cool videos and footage of it, and it makes it look really good, and it really is. Like they went first thing in the morning, it doesn't look like they have much wind, and it looked pretty darn enjoyable.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah.
um so
Very nice.
yeah, I'd put it on the
Cool.
bucket list. If you're traveling around the country, it wouldn't be my first place to go. Like I loved Myrtle. I loved Scottsdale.
Yeah.
I went there.
Oh
Um,
man.
Florida. Did I go somewhere in Florida? I don't know if I went somewhere in Florida. No, I went, and I'm going again to Maryland. Actually, I'm going to a Baltimore bachelor party. Just kind of happens to be close to Baltimore. You don't really think of Baltimore for a bachelor party, but we're going to an
Right.
Orioles game, and then parts of Baltimore are okay. And then just outside Baltimore, there's a course called Bully Rock. It's a Pete Dye course. The LPGA used to have an event there.
Yeah.
And what was the other one? Whiskey Creek, where they had the Barstool Classic a few times, is like another 20, 30
Okay.
minutes out there. So it's also only a 45-minute flight for all of us because we're all in Massachusetts. So it's like, it's a little
Nice.
getaway. And, we have a local resident. He's from Maryland, and he knows the area well. I've been a few times with him, and I've honestly really liked my time in Baltimore. I've certainly driven through the bad parts, but
Yeah.
the good parts are a ton of fun, and Camden Yards,
Yeah.
the ballpark's fun too. So
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
but
Well, before we leave here, what top 3? What you got a top 3 of bucket list
courses,
courses that you went?
bucket
Yeah,
list that I
yeah.
haven't
Yeah,
played.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I think Pebble.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, Sawgrass to an extent. I want to be better when I play Sawgrass. I really love the course,
Yeah, yeah.
but I don't think it probably is. I think the experience of Pebble would be cool. Whistling Straight's really cool.
Oh
And
yeah.
the courses at Bandon, like I don't even know like the various ones. Those and the other resort, Cabot, Saint Breton, Cape something in Canada. There's a
Yeah.
Cabot one that I always see on my feed that looks incredible. I think so. Let's say Bandon, Pebble, and that Cabot course, St. Breton. So like I'm kind of cheating by taking a bunch of courses in the Bandon area, but just being out on that resort would be nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Absolutely. I
Or well,
I
it
have to
might
say
not even be Pebble. Like Spyglass might be the one when I go out there, or Cypress. You know?
yeah, any Monterey Peninsula, I think I'd
Yeah.
be
A Monterey,
um
like the trips, Monterey
yeah.
Peninsula trip, a Bandon trip, and then like a Canada one, but it has to be perfectly timed for the weather. Like I also want to get the Ireland, like Scottish one too, but like it isn't as desirable for me. Like I think I like links golf, but not as much as some of these ocean courses. That, like they're so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. I think um being so close to it, I have to put it on the list. I have to add Oak Hill.
Yeah.
Um I
If you're looking for a punishment.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. I think just because of like going there at the PGA and like being so close to the nicest course I've ever seen in this type of environment, that's got to be on the list. But I got to go Pebble. I'll go Oak Hill, and then Tobacco Road is
Mm,
one that I really, really have always just wanted to get to. I know there's so many nicer courses on the list, but I just think realistically for a bucket list, like I
like
would throw St. Andrews if we were going like international.
sure,
Go wherever you want,
but
but
I mean, I don't think it's that far from Pinehurst area. It's somewhere in the Carolinas. I don't know exactly where, but
yep.
you know what I really love? Like, there's a reason I didn't say Pinehurst. I mean, I haven't looked at all 10 or 11 or however many courses they have now. I know they created
Right,
another
right.
one, and then like someone in this game, like they wrote like Pinehurst number 10, 12, 11, 13. I don't know. Like they're like calling them like, so I've completely lost track, but
Yeah.
some of them are so hard. Like I almost don't want to go to like super hard courses, at least at my skill level. I think in a perfect world, I get to the single digit and lower single digit where you're at. And that's when I would want to experience some of these other courses that are these high slopes.
I
But
agree.
Tobacco
Yeah.
Road seems like so cool with all of the Strant's design where everything caroms to the holes and like there's these big funnels. Like it just looks so cool. Like all these eagle
Yep.
opportunities and like it just seems
That's why
so
I
fun.
think that's why I think with it's like a perfect mesh between, the Pinehurst and the Wolf Creek.
Yeah,
It's not as, I don't want to go to Pinehurst and, land on the green and fall off of every
right.
and be in sand. Tobacco Road is all sand, but as far as, it is enough target golf, but like you said, everything leads into something. The fairway leads into that speed slot. The greens
Yeah.
carry them right down to the hole. Like that could be a lot of fun, and it's not halfway across the
I
country
played
to go
True
to it.
Blue
But
when I was down in South Carolina. It's another Strands course, and it was very fun. Like I was not as good as I am now,
yeah,
or at least my swing wasn't. But I recall it being a very very fun course. So, um,
yeah,
yeah, if you're doing like golf trips, I would highly recommend the Myrtle area. There's so many down there, and it's also very affordable, even being
yeah.
a golf destination because there's literally just the amount of courses is will blow your mind. Like
Right, right.
yeah, you can get away relatively cheap. Although I think they're starting to creep up on the prices as they are everywhere. But
It's it's crazy, man. I think if people say shrink the game, and honestly, I think money is probably doing the best job out of anyone trying to like. I don't think they're trying to force that movement by any means, but like that, you hear it and shrink the game. But I think the price of golf right now is enough to, it keeps a lot of people away. But once in a while, it'd be nice to get on one of these, bucket
yeah,
list courses and try to splurge a little bit. But
sure.
when
All
the
right,
time is
man.
right,
Well, let's wrap it here. I feel like we could talk for hours on end because I was nervous and I was like, all right, let me write down a couple bullet points just in
same,
case, like
same.
we had like I was scared of dead air and I didn't know what to expect. I didn't even get to one of them.
No, yes, yeah,
I
same.
looked down and
I
I'm like, you know what? Actually, you took one. I was going to ask you your bucket list trips and see if you
really,
had done some travel. I guess I asked you about a
yeah,
little travel to an
yeah,
extent, but
yeah, of
um,
course.
you know, I, yeah, like
Well, it's
I
fun.
feel like we
This
could
is
talk for hours because we just both love the game about getting better. Like I want to know about your bag. I still want to know more about you
yeah,
getting better, time of the course, your future,
love it,
and everything like that. So
love it.
hopefully this is something that will continue, and yeah, we'll see. We'll wrap it here.
Yeah. Well, dude, I think this is good, especially like I was thinking about that. It's tough. Like
What's that?
we didn't have any dead air. So
No,
it's like
not at
I
all.
was even thinking like, are we focusing on golf enough? Like, is
No,
this
right,
what
yeah,
are
like
you?
I forgot it was secondary. We shot a 57 best ball, so I don't know. We might have
Not
to
a,
think of a different game or something. I don't know, but
yeah, mixing hockey somehow. Jesus. Well, cool. Yeah. I don't know what your plans are, but if you want to play again tomorrow, if you save this and you want to send it to me, or we'll figure out like a Dropbox situation where you can just throw it in there and I can start editing it, pick it apart, whatever you
sure.
want to
I
do.
might just throw it up uncut. You know what I mean? Like I don't even think we need to do much editing, to be
I love it.
honest.
I
You know,
absolutely love it. Whatever.
but
Yeah.
for that, for everyone watching, we'll see you later. That's episode 1 of Swinging the Sticks.